49. So we're back. We're back after last week, after the technical failures of crucifying certain people's interviews when the internet dropped out. But that's okay. We're getting Kim back and a whole bunch of new guests here tonight at Global Fitness Radio, episode number 49, brought to you by our good friends from Bioflex Nutrition, Australia's purest supplements, and you can purchase all your Bioflex Nutrition supplements from the FlexR6 shop. Just go to flexr6.com shop. We express post everywhere in Australia. Tonight, you can call in on 0262966895 if you're within Australia. If you're outside Australia, jump onto our Global Fitness Radio Facebook page. Send me a message and say, hey Ken, we want you to give us a call. We want to talk about fitness or anything related to training, diet, nutrition, anything to do with fitness. Any sport you're into, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Tonight, our topic will be the INBA PNBA Natural Olympia Part 2. Part 1 last week, Part 2 this week. And we have some special interviews lined up. We have Dr. Peter Chkonsky, all the way from the USA. I'll be calling Peter in about 3 minutes, all the way over there in California, where it is after 11 p.m. at night on Tuesday. We'll also be talking to Arantxa Stevens, PNBA Pro, and we're going to get Kim Prince back and do take 2 of her interview because I wiped her interview last week and didn't record properly. So we're getting Kim back. Thank you so much, Kim, for that. Tonight, if you jump onto our Global Fitness Radio Facebook page and you post a question or a comment, and I read it out on air, and it is the best one for the night, you will win a $50 voucher to the FlexR6 shop. We can purchase all your Bioflex Nutrition supplements. Just go to flexr6.com shop, and shortly, as I said, we'll be calling Peter up and we're playing a whole bunch of cool music. And tell your friends you can actually live stream this show at valleyfm.com. So when you click onto the link, you'll see Valley FM 89.5 and it'll say .com. And when you click on the link, it'll open up the page. You go to the top right-hand corner of the page and you'll see the small play button. Just hit that. And you'll hear me talking and other people talking and a whole bunch of music and stuff until 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is about 2 hours and 50 minutes from now. And that is 8 p.m. in Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Queensland time. And apologies, it's actually 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It's 8:30 p.m. Australian Central Time, and that would make it, I think, around about 7 p.m. in Perth, so the west of Australia. And if you happen to be in California or over that side of the world, Western Pacific Time, we'll be on air till 2 a.m. on Wednesday morning, if anyone's brave enough to stay up for that. So very, very shortly, we are going to give Peter a call. And he is ready because he has messaged me on Facebook and said, I'll talk to you soon, which is going to be interesting. Now, Peter is a PNBA Pro. He is a 50-plus Grandmaster Pro bodybuilder. And he also won the Masters Classic Physique bodybuilding at the Natural Olympia, which was on from the 8th to 11th of November in Las Vegas, the INBA PNBA Natural Olympia. And Peter won that, which would have pro qualified him. So we will ask Peter if he is going to turn pro in that category as well next year for INBA PNBA. And if he does, that'll make him a dual pro. But we'll give Peter a call right now and we'll see what he's got to say about that. Calling Peter all the way over in California.
Hello.
Peter, how you doing?
Hey, Ken. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great as well. Good evening.
Good work. Thank you for being on Global Fitness Radio.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely.
That's exciting.
How are you doing over there?
I'm good. It's great.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's a little rainy here today, but that's okay. That's good. We like the rain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're based in California, you were telling me?
Yep, I'm out in California, Southern California, just north of San Diego. I've been here about 30 years. I moved actually over from the East Coast of the United States about 30 years ago to get my education in health optimization training.
Yeah.
So I've been here ever since.
That's great. And tell us, Peter, what do you have your doctorate in?
My doctorate is actually in chiropractic, and I've got postgraduate work in active release technique, which is a soft tissue technique for repetitive stress, overuse injuries.
Yep.
And so and my practice is based around biomechanics. I'm more of a biomechanical specialist, so I work with lots of athletes and helping restore proper biomechanics, utilizing active release technique, and obviously chiropractic as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have that done every week, or something similar. I get.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I get the massage every week and some dry needling.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and some stretching and stuff like that. And I admit it does work great. And you'll be very familiar with this. I've had a sore shoulder for many years.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. And my guys put it down to thoracic immobility.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I do roll it out on the foam roller, or he does work on me, it improves it 1,000%. So.
Absolutely. I mean, the shoulder is the most mobile joint in your body, so it's the least stable. And if you have other areas in your body that aren't working so good, then it compromises, the stability of the shoulder and all 17 moving parts that involve it. So you got to get them all working properly.
That's great. Now,
absolutely.
Now, obviously, you can only work on certain parts of your own body, and I guess that would be quite weird as well. But do you have somebody that looks after you in that manner?
Absolutely. I actually get worked on weekly as well. Every Sunday night between 6 and 7 p.m. I have a guy that is a soft tissue specialist also, and I've trained him in what I need done for me, and so we meet every Sunday. I've used the same person probably about probably 8 years, and it's vital. Yeah. It's vital for us older athletes to keep moving the way we want to move and be competitive up there in on the greatest stage, the natural Olympia. We've definitely got to keep those parts moving.
I totally agree, Peter. I didn't get anything done up until maybe a year ago when I started, or a year and a half ago, and it's made a massive difference to me. I'm able to actually train properly now.
I mean. Absolutely. As we get older, we tend to lose mobility, and when we do that, our technique goes south, and the injuries, become more of a challenge to stay training the way we like to train at the levels we like to train at.
Yep, exactly. And oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and I'm a biomechanical specialist, but I do a lot of work internally at, my mentor is a neurosurgeon, Dr. Jack Cruz, and he has educated me over the years, last couple of years especially, on quantum biology and circadian biology. So I use the inner workings of the cell, the cell biology to also enhance performance and health in my practice. Utilizing, and I don't know how deep your audience goes, but the little mitochondria in the cell, a little power plant that runs all of our cells, and we focus on mitochondrial efficiency, and the more efficient your mitochondria are, the more power they can and energy they can make for the individual cells that make up our muscles, glands, organs, and so working it from the inside at the cellular mitochondrial level to enhance the performance there, and then the biomechanical efficiency to enhance the moving parts is a winning combination.
So it all starts at the mitochondria. That's the spark plug.
That's the spark plug. I consider myself a mitochondriac. I'm obsessed with the mitochondrial efficiency.
That's great.
So that's what we call ourselves, mitochondriacs.
Now, I'd imagine that food would be a way of optimizing mitochondria. What are other ways of optimizing it?
Well, you bring up a great point, Ken, because, most people believe and think that food is the be-all, end-all in achieving optimal health.
Yep.
But honestly, our bodies are just big pieces of equipment that are more complex than any computer you could ever imagine.
Yep.
And the way I look at it and the way I've been trained is that equipment has to work appropriately, just like I think of like a Ferrari. We are Ferrari engines, and unless the engine is finely tuned and the equipment that make up the engine is working extremely efficiently, the fuel that you put in that engine, which would be the food we put in our bodies, is only going to go so far.
Yes.
And if your Ferrari engine's running on 6 cylinders, you can put the best food on the planet, cleanest food in that 6-cylinder Ferrari, and that you're not going to get higher performance.
Okay.
So the mitochondria is the power. It is the power plant, and believe it or not, that mitochondria has got it's got 5 pieces of equipment in it. It's like a hydroelectric plant.
Yep.
And it literally has a nanomotor, and it's hard to believe that at that level you can have up to 4,000 mitochondria in one cell that make power for your cell, and you can have each of those mitochondria has about 5 pieces of equipment that make the energy from the food that we take in. So we have to ensure that equipment is working properly for that food to be used in that mitochondria to perform and make the energy.
Yep.
And believe it or not, that little mitochondria has a nanomotor that literally spins at 9,000 revolutions per minute, faster than your car engine, that puts all that stuff together and kicks out that ATP, which is the cellular energy. So if you don't have that equipment working properly, then the food that you put in it can't be as useful as we think it can be.
Okay. Now, can you repair mitochondria?
100%. That's called mitosis, and where that repair happens is at night when we sleep, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's where sleep is vitally important, and so the repair mechanism of sleep, and also of fasting. If fasting's become popular, intermittent fasting, and I personally do intermittent fasting. I only eat usually 2 meals a day. I don't eat my first meal of the day, and this is very unconventional for bodybuilding, right?
Yes,
I eat my first meal of the day at 3 p.m.
Wow.
So I eat at 3 p.m. and I eat about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I fast from 11 p.m. until 3 p.m. the next day.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
And how much sleep each night do you get? 8 hours?
You know what? I don't get 8 hours sleep, and believe it or not, I probably get between 6 and 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And you know if you're getting enough sleep, where when you wake up, how energetic do you feel? And sleep is really the process of restoring the ATP that your mitochondria made and used the prior day, so that when you wake up in the morning, if you get enough sleep and you restore 100% of that mitochondria, you fill your tank up, then you're gonna get a full day's worth of work out of that. So if you're getting enough sleep, if you can get through the end of the day like I am now at it's 11:15, And I'm going to get to sleep after I talk to you.
Yeah.
But I've had a good workout today. I worked on a lot of patience and lots of energy throughout the day.
Yeah, wow, okay.
So
that's interesting.
yeah.
So is the theory behind fasting for mitochondria repair, would the theory be that you're actually giving the mitochondria a rest from, broken down food intake, for want of a better term, so they can actually repair themselves? They haven't got two jobs to do, they've just got one.
Right, it's general housekeeping, right? I think a lot of times, especially in conventional philosophy of nutrition, especially, in old school bodybuilding, we're taught to eat, 6 meals a day, spread them out 2 to 3 hours, so we can continually put nutrients in our bodies so we can maximize what our bodies can do with it.
Yeah.
However, by doing so, you're right, we don't give our mitochondria or our other working parts enough time to do general housekeeping, that they got to take care of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And and that's where fasting and intermittent fasting really help in that regard.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. That makes sense. It's like having a Formula One race car and it never comes in for a pit stop.
Yeah, and if you never get it tuned up for that in that pit stop, it's gonna run out of something, or it's gonna break down.
That's amazing. Now,
right?
What we'll talk about next is we'll talk about the Olympia, but just before that,
Sure.
my soft tissue massage guy has actually come on this radio show and talked about stuff that he does. What I'd like to do, he wants to come back. So maybe in the new year, if the three of us could coordinate a hookup again, he would love to talk to you. He'd be all over this. He'd love this. Yeah, he'd think it was great.
Yeah, and I would love to do the same thing, and we can all learn from each other and compare notes, and
Exactly.
it'll make us all better.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I will podcast his interview and send you a link, of course, and I'll send it to him as well, and you can have a listen. So that'll be great.
That sounds like a plan. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Now on to the Natural Olympia, which you competed at recently in Las Vegas.
I did.
You placed second in the Pro Grandmasters bodybuilding.
I did. Yes.
That was an amazing achievement, and congratulations again on that. That was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. It was a fun time, wasn't it, to be up there on stage? I was up there. We were up there together.
Yeah, it was great.
And got a chance. It was a very big class. It was the biggest class I think they've ever had in the Grandmaster division.
It was crazy.
I think there were 13 of us, right?
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. It's really a great experience, the Natural Olympia, because in the end, we're all, especially us in the Grandmaster division, a lot of us are very friendly and know each other, and communicate a lot throughout the year. And I had the fortune of meeting you. We competed together last year as well, right?
We did.
In Grandmaster division.
Yep.
And but I didn't really get a chance to meet you until the World Cup the week before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was a fun experience as well. Competing in the World Cup and then moving right on to the Olympia.
Yeah, it was good.
And
like you said, you meet all these people on social media and you talk to them throughout the year, and you get to the Olympia and you think, is that person? and you're looking at them. Yeah, especially like people from Hungary and stuff. Like I talk to, I say hello to a lot of the guys and girls from there.
Oh, absolutely. I love Coleman. Coleman talk.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, he's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I communicate with Coleman regularly, and using Facebook, which has translators, so we can speak freely across the globe.
Yeah.
But when we're face to face, unless we have a translator, we can only look at each other with awkward, expressions.
Yeah. With thumbs up and
smile.
Yeah. I think it's a mutual understanding.
It is. And I spoke with him on numerous occasions this year at the Olympia, or at least we communicated in our own way. And he was offering me food and gummy bears backstage, and it was just he's a great he's a great competitor, and he's, I think, believe 63, 62, 63 years old.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
He is amazing. He's incredible. Yeah, incredible.
So that, but lots of great experiences at this show. This was the fourth time I've done it in the last 5 years,
Wow.
and every year it is just it's just a great experience.
Yeah, it seems to get better every year. And you also competed in the Amateur Masters Classic Physique, which you won.
I did, yeah. It was. I made my debut this year in Classic Physique. Once I in the past, last year was my first year activating my pro card in the INBA to the PNBA. I've been a pro in other natural organizations in the past, but I always liked competing in the open divisions against all the younger guys in the in the open bodybuilding amateur, and then doing grandmasters. But I figured it was time to move on, and the only way to then go back and compete in some of the younger divisions is to change categories.
Yep.
And so I actually made my debut in the Classic Physique this year in the Team USA show back in September.
Yep.
And so that appearance in the Olympia was my second go round in the in the natural
the Classic
Physique.
Yeah. Now, at the Team USA, did you win that division?
I did. I earned my pro card and it was only an open division. They did not run any masters or grandmasters. Yeah. And so, but again, instead of activating my pro card in Classic, I figured I would, stay amateur for a little bit so I can do some of the other competitions. Yeah. I'm gonna go and do the World Championships in Greece in June.
Yeah. So I'm on. It's gonna be great.
Great! I'll get to hook up with you down there.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That should be a fun time.
That'd be great.
And I plan on doing both. I plan on doing Classic, and I'm assuming because I think a number of us grandmasters are traveling down there. We'll have a grandmaster pro division.
I hope so. I did Worlds this year in Czech, and I had to do open pro bodybuilding.
Yeah, you know what? I think enough of us from the U.S. are going to be invading Greece.
Excellent.
That are grandmasters.
Excellent.
I think Rich Fry's going. I'm going, and I think there were. I talked to a couple others, I believe, that will be heading down there. So out there. I'm not quite sure where it is for me.
Yeah.
But
over there.
But yeah, I got my over there. That's right. I got my tickets, and
good. Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Good. Well, that'd be great if they put that on for us. It'd be all the Americans.
Yeah.
One lone Australian. So that'd be good.
Well, and hopefully some. Well, you Australians are always a strong showing at the. You show in good numbers up in Las Vegas in the United States. So
we had
big props to you guys to make the commitment to travel. So, I figure some of us better go on over there and maybe even get over to your World Cup event that you'll be promoting in September, right?
Yeah, definitely come for that. That would be great. And, of course, everyone from Team USA is welcome at that one. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun time over there. Yeah,
it's going to be a great event. It's a reasonable time of year. It's just starting to warm up in Sydney, so it's quite nice. It'll be a great event. I'll make it a great event. So
we're that's looking for it. I mean, it's a little preview for the Olympia, right? Because it's close enough, or it kind of falls in line with Team USA. A lot of the Team USA members, we align our team at that competition at the end of September for the Olympia, and that gives us another 6 weeks or so to fine tune. Which, believe it or not, a lot of the U.S. competitors in the Grandmaster division, like Rich Fry, Joel Blue, Those guys, Dave, I can't remember his last name.
Massaros.
He's from, Massaros.
Yeah.
Those guys made great improvements over Team USA
Okay.
going into the Olympia.
Yeah.
I mean, Rich looked the best that he's looked, and Joel
I agree.
looked. He probably dropped about 12 pounds.
Wow.
From Team USA going into the Olympia, and he told me we took a picture together, and he said, I looked at that picture every day.
Yep.
He said, and that motivated me to get there and be better than be my best.
Yeah, good for
And he
you.
was.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So good props to us. So it's older guys competing, and making some waves over there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Yeah. All right, Peter.
Yeah.
That was it was fantastic talking to you. Thank you for staying up so late.
Oh, my pleasure, Ken. It's always a pleasure. And just let me know, and we'll do something in the new year. And thank you so much for inviting me on. I truly appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, it's been great. And like I said, I'll podcast this, and I'll tag you into the link, and you can listen to it on playback.
I appreciate it. I look forward to it. I'll probably put it out on my social media so that others can hear it.
Great. Thank you so much, Peter.
All right, Ken. Thanks so much.
All right. Have a good night.
Great rest of your night.
Sleep well.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Bye. And that was Dr. Peter here at Global Fitness Radio, episode number 49. An awesome interview. Amazing. And we've got to get him back on. That was very interesting stuff. And we need to get him back on to talk about mitochondria, cells, repair, damage, injuries, soft tissue, and all that sort of cool stuff. And we'll get Big Mark on as well, who is my repair guy. And the three of us can have, or those two can have a discussion. I can listen and learn. That'll be absolutely amazing. And you are on Global Fitness Radio, episode number 49. We'll be back very, very soon.